Hey, Miss Diane at Justice Acres. Hey, thank you for that card, too.
That's right. Hello, Rustic Traditions Homestead. How are you all this evening? Are we live yet?
We are live. So, if y'all have not heard about the crazy weather that we had some pretty crazy weather. Was that yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday. I'm losing my mind. I've been too busy in the kitchen.
Was it yesterday? Yeah,
it was
yesterday.
It was Monday.
And we're expecting more.
Saturday.
Yeah.
We always seem to have bad weather here around Christmas just because we don't really have cold weather. So if it's cold, it does good, but it seems like it warms up. Like one year we had a tornado warning on Christmas a few years back, and now we're kind of in that same boat. We had a major tornado come through here yesterday.
Yeah, thankfully, we had huge storms last night. Rustic Traditions Homestead said, thankfully, we had several very close to our home, and we had lots of people that we know that had major damage to their homes. But thankfully, we had no property damage. We didn't have any issues here. Lots and lots of rain. And it went from 75 t-shirt, felt amazing, to absolutely freezing.
Hey, Overlook Valley. How are y'all?
So we were very, very thankful that we did not have any storm damage. But like I said, there was some people just down the road from us whose front porches got ripped off. Half of their roofs got ripped off. I know some people whose home, their kitchens were destroyed, vehicles destroyed. So some pretty bad stuff for sure.
Feet. Yeah, I actually, I like bad weather, not to hit us. I'm just saying I love thunderstorms. I love it's just relaxing
to
me.
Thunderstorms and tornadoes are different.
And I guess we always think light of it, like we're not gonna be hit. We'll have the little tornado warning go off on our phone, and we don't really think much about it. I'll wipe it off.
Well, actually, to be totally honest with you, speaking of that, I was out picking greens, and the phone started going off, and just like what he said, I didn't think anything about it. It was starting to rain, so I just come on in, didn't think anything about it. Then I started getting messages and calls that there was tornadoes all around us, and they were headed this way. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it just got real bad, and we just don't think it's ever going to be our house or our property. And yesterday was pretty intense in a lot of areas. We luckily missed us, but I know some of the people around here got hit pretty hard. So
was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was Monday.
It was Monday. Yeah. Yeah,
it was Monday.
Was freezing.
Yeah, it was Monday. So
here we get warm, a thunderstorm comes in that's really bad and brings in cold weather. Yeah. And and then it gradually warm up to the next storm. Like we have another big storm coming in this weekend. So it always is something like that. So
it got bad in Kentucky too, but not as bad as y'all. Yeah, there was, like I said, I had typically an emergency alert will come across on my phone and it'll buzz. But I didn't think anything about it. I was really just trying to get in and beat the rain because I was cooking some supper that night, and we both wanted some greens, and our greens are about from perfect here size. To here. That's the leafiest, so they're perfect size. That's where we really like them. So was out picking a basket of that, and it started raining. So I run across the field, but never really thought anything about the alarm. And it's like I said, as soon as I got in, I started getting calls and text messages that there was tornadoes all around us. So I sent the kids into the laundry room with
our cabin in the
pillows and blankets because we don't have storm shelters here either. So I picked the safest place in our house, which is the more centered room, and sent the kids in there with pillows and blankets and cushions and all kinds of stuff, just, but thankfully it only rained. It never really even got windy here. So we didn't even have limbs down.
No limbs. That's good. Yeah, Stacy, it was like that around here too. So, yeah,
she's very close to us.
Yeah, Organic Raw Roots Farm. The coolness came in. We were milking this morning. I was milking. It was completely frosted over. My extension cord that goes into my plug, it wasn't even Like it wouldn't even be in. It was just straight. So it was chilly this morning.
Yeah, I will trade with you. I'll take those 60s because I'm a 60, 70, 80 degree person.
Hey, Pine Knot, how are y'all?
But we just, needless to say, regardless, it was very, I will say I got a little nervous, but we had no damage whatsoever, no strong winds, nothing at all here. So we were very, very thankful, but we did have lots of people we know have major storm damage. I'm talking like major construction, home, car damage from hail. I talked to a girl that had major car damage. So, we're very thankful.
Hey, Grammy Karen, thank you. And thank you for the Christmas card.
Yes, thank you.
So very much.
We have a little, well, I took some of them down today to take a picture with, but
it's starting to fill
I got to
up.
get them back up. Hey, Heidi. So, Christmas planning, it's right around the corner. Y'all have been rolling cinnamon rolls. Colby laughed at me because my face was covered in flour.
Oh, it's coming up on video. It's coming up on video.
I was trying to pour it in the bag. When I put it down, it puffed up and covered me in flour.
Now we do, again, like we say, we clean eat, we organic eat. But part of our homestead and what Misty does and cooks is she's known for her cinnamon rolls in our area. So they make this big fluffy, full of calorie cinnamon rolls covered with more calorie sugar. And she sells those at our cottage. So our house, cottage food, we can cottage food sell in Mississippi. So she sells, we've done, how many have you made so far? We've done 20 and 2. No, 21
Over
and 2.
30 pans.
Over 30 pans.
And I have 50 more to go.
Yeah, so we're going to end up with about 80 pans of cinnamon rolls, which is very good. It makes this house smell good. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could smell the cinnamon. The cinnamon sourdough smell in here. It's the bomb.
Organic Raw Roots said it went from 80 to 65. Yeah, that's kind of what
like
it did
75 to
here.
30 here. So it's like in the morning we'll be milking at like 34 degrees. So no, excuse
Little
me,
Feet
28
Farm
degrees.
Homestead, we're trying to move to the cabin by this weekend in this crazy weather. Oh my.
Yeah. Hey Green Dream, what's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, we are very thankful that we did not get any storm damage. We have been very, very busy in the kitchen trying to get ready for Christmas. Is everybody done with their Christmas shopping? We're done, and we're thankful.
I'm not a procrastinator. We're definitely not OCD. I mean, we're OCD and not procrastinator. So
Well,
we get it done.
I'm not as OCD as you are.
I'm pretty OCD.
But we have done all of our Christmas shopping. It's all done.
Yeah. We had let's take another
Karen
story.
said no.
We'll have another story about that later on.
We had some spend the night parties. So I was like, we're getting it knocked out. We're doing it because usually it's the night and the next day we are worn out from being up so late. And we said, we are not doing that again. Yes, done. And Casey's birthday is tomorrow. So double whammy. Wow.
And we get it because we've got Harley's birthday the 23rd of November. Mine and Misty's anniversary is the 8th. Christmas, Sayla's birthday is the 5th. Missy's birthday is the 17th. So it's just like poorer gets poorer as this time goes.
And then Valentine's Day.
And then we have one birthday in March, and then
Aiden's birthday in April.
Right. So we don't really see happiness until like after April.
No, that is all celebration. Don't even.
It is. It's fun. It's always fun. Hey,
But
McLeod,
when you have
Merry
a lot
Christmas
of kids,
to
you
you.
have a lot of birthdays. I mean.
Hey, to having the homestead. How are you? Yeah, ours is back to back. It starts from like November and ends in April, and then we have a little break.
Your birthday is in October, and Harley's birthday is in October. So actually, it's August. From August to April every year.
So basically, that means for
April.
a year we're always in birthday mode. So it's all these kids.
We only get May, June, and July break, and that's it. It's supposed to be 23 in the morning.
It's gonna be 28.
Oh,
I think
goodness.
28 here in the morning. So, but what's
I know
so crazy?
That's a major change for y'all.
See, that's what's so bad about here, though. Instead of just staying 23, that's what I was telling Misty. I would rather it just stay cold
Then
and
go
get
in.
used to it,
Up
then
and
go
down.
from cold. I mean, you see, I'm like crouped up because we go from like 20 to like 80 and then back to 20. So it kills us. Thanks, Jeremy. Very much, man.
28 here. Our cabin in the woods said. Yeah, see, that's not my thing.
I can deal with cold weather as long as it stays cold weather and I'm dressed for it. I have some insulated bibs and that's what I wear to milk in every morning. So.
Yeah, Grammy Karen, that's what I said. I would think that that's pretty cold for them.
Yeah, it's got to be cold for them too. But which they may get a lot of different colder weather in the desert over there.
Hey, did you say thanks to this?
I did. Okay. We're gonna keep them up, Jeremy. So hopefully y'all keep watching.
No, it's pretty normal for this time of year.
Organic raw roots farm. It's going really good. We really hadn't done an update on the cow and calf just because I didn't want to just overload you. Kind of like we try not to do the same thing over and over. But we had one morning. I don't know if we even discussed this was it 4 or 5 mornings ago? I walk out about 4:45 to 5,
yeah.
and that's usually what time I turn everything on and get ready to go.
Those are the times you need like spy cameras set up.
So I've got Allie standing by the stanchion, and I can't find the calf. Like I'm looking over them thinking, where's the calf? The calf is usually always with Allie. And then I hear something to my left, and I thought it was our dog, Hattie Mae. So I look over to the left, and the calf is outside the fence looking at me, like wondering what are we gonna do
She's
together.
standing beside our garage.
She's standing like right beside me. I'm thinking, okay, first of all, I have nobody out here to help me. It's pitch black, and I'm thinking I've got to get this calf into the stanchion. So I didn't freak out. Hey, Hank. So I did not freak out. So I said, well, I'm gonna get the milker in there, open the gate, put the food out, and I said, well, I'll just see if she comes in. So I just make a huge circle to the very back side of her. Didn't freak out, because I knew as soon as I freaked out, she was going to run. And I was about to get Aiden and Misty up. So open the gate. Luckily, Allie was ready to milk. She could care less at the point about her calf. So she stayed by the stanchion.
She was not ready to milk. She was ready to go get that food.
Okay, so I want to tell you this, though. She knew she was supposed to get milk because, see, the baby had been out all night. Josie had been out all night. And I'll tell you why, because we got a ton of milk. So she was ready to get in the stanchion, ready to have food, ready to get milk. So she stood over there like a good cow that sometimes she is. And Josie just hopped on in there. So it worked out good. It was just a whew. At least we didn't have to chase her. And let me tell you
what happened. So the story behind that, because it's happened before. When our son goes and throws hay over the fence, Allie will eat, and Josie likes to bed in it. So since it's right on the fence, like he throws it right over. So she goes and beds in the hay. And when she goes to get up, I think I've mentioned to him before about her being out.
Yeah.
How she goes down on her legs and her head pops out. Well, if she's sitting right on that fence, when she goes down, her head will get tucked under that bottom wire because she's so small. And then when she pushes up, she has no option, but it shoots her out from under the fence. So that's happened twice. I'm hoping that she's supposed to outgrow this.
Well, she's getting bigger, so I think she will.
So we've explained to Aiden, okay, from now on, you've got to open the gate, go in the middle of the field and put all the hay in the middle of the field. We cannot throw it over the fence anymore, because that's what's happening is she's getting right up next to that fence and bedding in. And then when she goes to get up, when she goes down to push up, her head goes under. And then when she pushes up, it just shoots her straight out.
Back to the question on organic raw roots. Sorry, we chased a rabbit on that one, but the calf is doing great. Cow's doing great. Calf comes in. Josie comes in just a little bit after Allie. It's actually been a game for me and Josie. We're saying who can get to the milk quicker. So if I get out there, if she wants to eat around 5:30, and that's usually when I milk. So I'm either usually try to run out there and try to beat her, because if I know she's hungry, that means she hadn't ate her morning meal yet. So I can pump usually 2.5 gallons. Like this morning though. Yeah. It's like she looks at me, she just smiles like, yeah, I've already got it this morning. So I got like a gallon and gallon 0.4, gallon 0.5. It's about half of what I normally get. So every morning it's like a different rat race. We're trying to figure out who's going to get it first. So if I know she's hungry and walks in and wants to eat like feed, I know she's already ate. if she wants to walk in and she's trying to nurse, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done beat her, so I can move her out of the way and milk.
And
So.
it's amazing too that let's see, she was born November the 21st, so we're looking at almost 4 weeks, and she's already nibbling on hay.
Yep.
She's already kind of nibbling in the food. So when we pull her off, man, we're gonna have so much milk.
Yeah, because when the other day I posted it on social media, on Facebook. If y'all follow us on Facebook, which I hope y'all do, the picture.
Y'all, the jar is like,
it's a 3-gallon jar, and we're right at the top. And again, this is a first-time heifer who had her first calf. So to have that kind of production, even with feeding a cow all night. I mean, she just didn't do her morning feeding. I'm thinking she's either going to be a good 4.5 gallon cow. Yeah, she's smart, too smart for her own good. Yeah, Hamiltonville Farm. I usually get up at the last 2 mornings I hadn't because all this junk. I don't know what it is, but I used to get up about 4:30 and get everything ready, and then we usually are milking at 5:20 to 5:40, sometime between that. Last week, one morning, I totally missed it. I was like 6 o'clock or so. I was running outside, and then Josie really was having fun with that one because she took almost every bit of the milk.
Yep. But she is doing really, really good, and we'll be kind of excited when we get that transition of kind of moving her off, and yeah. But
Yes.
I've been making yogurt, butter, cheese.
Our yogurt's always been good, but to me now, it's so much better. I don't know what it is. It's just the more it's like we age our culture.
Experience.
I think it's our culture. I think it's because we're using our culture over and over and using piece of it every time we go. So like if we have one, Misty will keep about a cup of it out. It'll roll to the next one, roll to the next, roll to the next one. So it's doing really good. Thanks, Off Grid Lifestyle. She looks good. I'm here.
The dog won't let me sleep in. How I'd be having some issues there. I'd be like, dog, you're gonna have to get some Benadryl or something. I would not be happy about a dog waking me up.
Thank you, Overlook Valley. Have a good night. I don't know if we've gotten too much milk yet. I did the video, like the last video showed about what? 7 gallons. I was reading that comment from Organic Raw Roots. We really hadn't had a place where we've had too much milk lately. We used to, but now since we're cooking so much and using it so much for yogurt and all, it seems like the more and more we do, and which Misty's making, we're making butter just about every chance we get to because we go through it a lot. So I'm telling you, we pretty much use it. I mean,
Larry, you can do so much with raw milk. Sour cream is so easy. Yogurt is so easy. There's nothing special really you have to do to it at all. Warm it up when it gets really, really warm. I don't really check mine. I just use my finger, but not too hot where you can't put your finger in there because that's going to kill all the good and bad bacteria, but warm. And then I inoculate it with a sour cream culture. Either you can get an organic one from the local grocery store or whatever. Use about a cup to about a gallon and a half of milk. And actually you would probably need to use the cream. I don't ever make sour cream because our yogurt is so similar to taste and texture of sour cream that I double it. I use it as both. But you would just need to inoculate it with that culture, let it sit. I then pour mine up into jars, put it in the oven with the light on and cover it with towels and let it sit for about 12 hours. Then you will need to strain off the whey. And I just use reusable cheesecloth, non-bleached, and put a colander up and pour all that off into a colander with a piece of cheesecloth in it. And then so you have your bucket under that catches all the whey, and all the whey goes to the pigs. And then you'll take a spoon and just scoop. Now, it will take some time. I usually might let mine sit about an hour or two, depending on how much liquid needs to come off of it. And that's just a personal preference thing. And then pop it in the refrigerator. And then that's it. Literally, that's it. That's all you do.
McLeod Homestead, Yeah, sometimes people don't have space for cows, but you'd be surprised how you can raise a cow, especially a miniature or a low line in
Thank you,
a
Grandma
small
Karen.
area. Organic raw roots. Traditional wise, we've gotten to where we just stay home for Christmas. We don't. That's kind of become our tradition the last 2 years. We try not to go anywhere.
Cook big meals at home.
And we just make it all about our family. I know that sounds so selfish, but it probably is selfish, but we like it.
Yeah, it allows our kids to just be able to, instead of doing the hustle bustle, trying to run everywhere, that we can enjoy time with our kids.
Hey, Simply Jan.
And enjoy just sitting down and letting them play with their Christmas gifts and all of that. He's right. We opted to stay home, and that's
our cabin in the woods. We actually, we did the same thing when we first moved. If y'all have ever watched our videos, in front of our house where it's just raw timber where we're going to put the pigs, that's where our house looked like too. It's just a pine thicket. So we slowly but surely cleared off, and of course that's where our paddocks are now, where our cows are in. Little Feet, we played with the fact of getting Dexters just because it was a crossbreed. I mean, it wasn't a crossbreed. It was a heritage breed that had a dual purpose. We thought that was a good move for us. The thing about Dexters for our area, two things. Dexters can fit in a smaller area. They're hardy, which is good. They don't really have dwarfism issues like more miniature cows. We were looking for more of just because we had some meat cows kind of in the works, we were looking more of a milk cow. A Dexter is a milk cow. It does produce milk, but it tends to dry itself off like a meat cow instead of milking for a long period of time like a milk cow. So for a cow that does dual purpose, Dexters is a huge benefit, a huge asset. Another thing too is Dexters are not real common around this area. It's hard to find them. We usually have to go get them, and their market value is not as good as a Jersey in our area. So that's the only reason we went with our Jersey for our milk. And then, of course, we have our meat cows for meat. But Dexters, if you were looking for one breed only, a Dexter is a very good breed to have because they're small and they don't just tear up everything like a monster cow.
Little Feet Farm said I sold my goats and bought cows. Best decision ever.
Oh, gosh.
We love our cows, especially our milk cows. And yeah, it was I would say that having raw milk on the farm is probably one of our biggest probably one of our biggest assets.
I mean, we probably go through we milk anywhere from 1.5 gallons to 2.5 gallons every day. But we tend to go through that much. Aiden usually he'll drink a 1/2 gallon a day. He'll drink a quart here and there, and then he'll drink a quart for breakfast. And then Misty makes a lot with milk. We cook just about every meal because we do try to clean eat. We try to eat at home. We don't buy meals out really at all. So in that, when you're home making things, anything you make pretty much has milk.
I've gotten even a little weirder. So for the past few get-togethers, I've packed my own cooler of food because I didn't want to eat.
We've gotten to where we're not just
casseroles and stuff that's just tons and tons of just really just junk thrown in them. And I really used to not be like that, but I have learned to make my own mayonnaise, my own ketchup, my own bread. We take raw fruits and vegetables, and instead of just sacrifice, because this is such a busy time of year, we both kind of felt like, well, if we say, oh, we'll just do it this one time and then, come back home and get back on our regular schedule, it's just too busy. So if you say, we're just going to do it this one time because it's convenient and we're going to be out, well, the next day it's going to be convenient and you're going to be out. So that cycle never stops, especially during this time of year. So I just kind of felt like, I'm going to take my own cheese. I'm going to take my own bread. I'm going to take my own mayonnaise. We're going to take broccoli and carrots, and I'm just going to put it all in the cooler. And when we get ready to eat, I'll just go throw our stuff together and, oh, well, I don't want to offend anybody by not wanting their food. But at the same time, I say, it's like I said earlier, if I feel like if I say, well, we'll just do it just this one time, well, there's going to be another place we've got to go, another gathering we got to go to, so you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that cycle just wouldn't stop.
We try not to make excuses for ourselves. That's what I think. I mean, you know, we can definitely, like, we don't rub anybody's face when we go. It's just something that we really try to do. So,
Larry, I hope you can get your cows. We were very, very nervous. March will be a year since we. No.
Mm-hmm.
We bought Allie and them October. This past October was over a year. We were pretty nervous because we didn't know a lot about cows. We'd been studying and doing research and stuff, but we just never had them. So, you know, we didn't.
Well, I've been around meat
experience.
cows, but I've never, milk cows were something new for us, for me especially.
So, and then we bought Elsa in March of this year, and we've been very, very happy. No negatives.
Rustic tradition.
Sizzle was a negative.
Can one Jersey cow live okay in a half-acre pasture? It's possible. We do half-acre paddocks here, but we do rotations. Yeah, if hay is given, the only thing I would worry about is can that field rest enough? And I don't know if you can make 2 paddocks, like quarter-acre paddocks, and feed a lot of hay. It may cost you a lot just with feed or hay. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you would have to, like, almost get the manure up pretty quick or spread it somehow, so that way that land can rest.
Well, and I would ask you this too: is the half acre where? Because, you know, we have areas
is it good
where
lush acreage too?
Right, because if it's lowland where it's going to keep a lot of moisture and mud, that's not good for animals.
And I'll
really.
say this: you may not want to look at a 1,500-pound Jersey. You may want to look at a miniature Jersey that's 600, 700 pounds at full-grown size, like a Daddy-O. Daddy-O is a full. I mean, he's a bull, so he's, of course, weighs about 1,200 pounds. But you know, our little Jersey heifer Josie, she should not be bigger than 1,000 pounds, and she's just a kind of a mid-range. If you do a miniature, that's even smaller, and they could tend to go a little further. And even a Dexter, same way, they can make it on something like that, especially.
Well, in organic raw roots, I just read your comment, and this is what I would say comparing our eggs to store-bought eggs is you can hardly crack our eggs because the shells are so hard. That tells us that our birds have good calcium. And of course, you know, with a store-bought egg, you can tap it on the pan and the shell is open. So it's funny because we were making cookies with some friends of ours, a really good friend of mine. She has 5 little kids too. So we got together, and she has 3 girls and I have 3 girls. So we had make cookies at the house, and we did a tea party and stuff like that for them. And the little girl, when she went to crack the egg, she looked up at me and she was like, "Why won't this egg crack?" But it was because our egg shells are so much harder. It's a major difference. And also, if you ever are able to compare the yolks, most of the time the yolks are a lot brighter yellow too. So just something to think about.
Yes, you can. With having 1 acre, you can do it like paddocks and do a little rotation. Sandy soil is not bad because it does drain water good. The only thing is, as long as you have good grass quality. In Florida, one good thing about it is you tend to not have the coolness. So you could have grass like clover and fescue and rye that's cooler crop that tend to stay a little bit longer. Plus your Bahia and Bermuda and all the typical summer grasses will do well too. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and not holding water, I feel like, is a big key, because I feel like when the ground holds water and they're tracking back and forth, that they're just tearing up the land, to where if it drains the water really well, then I just feel like it holds up better.
Organic Raw Roots Farm, a cow can typically eat 3 bales of hay in a winter season in our area. And you're south of us in Florida or in Louisiana, depending on which farm you're talking about. With a paddock rotation like we're in, we have, of our 10 paddocks, 5 of them have ryegrass. So between the ryegrass and the hay, it takes for my, let's see, how many cows do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 cows and one calf. It would take them a week and a half, 2 weeks to eat a full bale of hay if we gave it to them in a full bale. It would probably take 2 weeks. So
And
they
ours,
don't.
I mean, like, we don't have big machines that I mean, like, for example, we have a smaller trailer. So the person that we buy our hay from, he loaded us up 3 on there. We come home and we pushed it off into the barn.
Yeah, we don't use.
I mean,
any equipment.
we make
if you
it
notice,
work.
we have a tractor, but everything we do on our farm is trying to be sustainable without equipment. Now you'll see us sometimes use tractors if we need to, but pretty much what we try to do is show you that you can do this without anything, just your hands. Rustic Traditions, Bahia is a quick grow, easy grow, and the cheapest grass you can grow. So it's not bad. The good thing about Bahia is it grows fast, and if you're doing a rotation, it will come back. The bad thing about Bahia is the quality of Bahia is not some heavy protein or heavy made quality grass like a Bermuda or a rye or even a clover or even fescue. But the thing about Bahia is that's what most hay is, even in our area, because it grows quick. They can usually get 1, 2, or even 3 cuttings off of it. So that tends to be what we feed hay, is mostly Bahia too. So that's a very common grass to feed cows, and it's a good filler for them too.
Organic Raw Roots Farm says we have 5 acres hay and it's hard to keep cut in the summer.
Contract that out. Right now, pretty much a lot of times you'd be surprised how many people pay you to come cut your hay. In areas like ours, it's if they usually pay landowners $15 to $20.
Thank you for joining us.
$15 to $20 to per bale to bale their hay, because then they'll turn around and sell it for usually $30, $35 a bale.
Or that cow could keep it cut.
Or the cow, that's right, or move a cow around on it.
I have a Jersey Holstein and a Dexter. They eat half a bale of square hay a day, but we also have good grass.
Yes, square bales are easy, and good grass is the main thing there. We did square bales, and we talked about this in a video not too long ago. Square bales are so easy. I miss square bales, but for us, it just didn't make sense because here square bales are very expensive, and square bales are about 30 to 40 square bales makes up one round bale. We were buying round bales for about 25 and square bales for 5. So we were overpaying for square bales.
Way too much.
So even though it's a little bit more work on me, or definitely Aiden when he's out there doing it, it just tends to be easier cost effective to have round bales, keep them in the barn, break it down, and give them what they need just for the day, like we would a square bale.
I probably wouldn't put up ads. I would probably just try to find somebody that cuts hay and just talk with them about.
The best way to do it, Organic Raw Roots, what they do around here is they'll put, like Misty says, they'll put like in search of on Facebook or on social media, or look in the buyer's guide and see people who are selling hay. And then they'll call that person and say, look, I don't want to buy your hay. I just want you to know that I have a hay field if you're willing to contract and cut. I just want it cut and maintained and looking good, and we'll work out something on the hay. And sometimes if it's not a lot, they'll say, well, look, we'll just come in and won't charge you anything and cut it all and take it all. If you're saying, hey, I don't need it, that's what I want. If you have some cows, what you'll say is we'll half the bales. We'll keep half, they'll take half. And then the last option is if you have some great quality grass and they're feeding, what you could do is just basically say, look, you pay me a certain amount per round bale that you get, and you could take it and sell it for whatever you want, and they'll make profit and you get good money off of it too, and get a pretty area. Simply
Jane Homestead said one of the farmers here finishes his cows on sorghum.
Yes, sorghum and sugarcane here. You're starting to see a lot of people do that. What people do around here is they'll take sorghum, sugarcane, and fall corn and make silage out of them. So that's a very popular thing around here for dairy farms, to have silage or hot mix made out of sorghum. Sorghum is a good cover crop. So a lot of people will use it as a cover crop and then turn around and, as a byproduct, put the cows in it. So it's a very good idea right there, Simply Jan. We actually talked about not growing sorghum because sorghum doesn't grow as well around here, but doing more of a sugarcane and doing the exact same thing. A great point. By the way, is anybody growing anything for winter? Is anybody growing any kind of fall garden or any cover crop that they're put in their garden?
We had lettuce on our tacos tonight that we picked yesterday.
Yeah, that was a stout lettuce. We went with we did some different kinds, and if you go back and watch some of our videos, you'll see some of the different kinds we did. But
Yeah,
this one we got is like
our soul block video talks about all the different kinds.
he said the alfalfa had Roundup in. Oh gosh, alfalfa is a very great quality hay, and it's worth a lot of money in our area, especially. But you don't want it sprayed. I buy, if you go back to, I talked about our round bales a few weeks ago, but we buy really what most people call it junk hay around here. We don't want a fertilized hay. So instead of getting a fertilized hay, I'd sacrifice sometimes having brush or sometimes having briars in our hay to have a better quality hay because it's just grass. It's just Bahia. It's just Bermuda. Sometimes around here, what's become real popular is you have a heavy fertilization in your hay because you want your cows to have this great quality, quote unquote, minerals. And we don't do that. So we always buy the junk hay that everybody wants to get rid of. Usually get a great price on it, and it's organic. I say it's organic. It's wild. It's just completely wild grow hay. And we do have alfalfa pellets. We do feed, our milk cows in the stanchion when they're actually milking. But alfalfa is some good stuff. If I tried to buy alfalfa here, they'd have to ship it down from North United States, and usually a square bale of alfalfa that cost a square bale here is $5 to $6 of Bahia or Bermuda. A square bale of alfalfa would be about $25. So it would be it's like 5 to 10 times the average price to have alfalfa here.
Carrots, beans, passion fruit, peppers.
Passion fruit. I can tell you're Florida.
Do you eat passion fruit just like you do any other raw fruit?
And is that passion fruit the purple kind or the yellow kind?
Yeah, because we had some wild growing, and I went back, but I never could find.
I think the squirrels got them. Yes, McLeod. I actually did a winter red wheat this year too as a cover crop in a new place we're going to try corn where our pumpkins were. If you go back and see where our pumpkins were on the back side of our property, purple, that's awesome. We planted some cover crop there, some winter wheat for 3 reasons. Try to harvest wheat because we've never harvested. For the deer, because if it produces venison, that's all right too. And then also as a cover crop to really add some nutrients back to that soil because we've never really, it's been a wild grow right there. We believe that it can make a beautiful corn crop. So we're going to try for corn this next year there. I'll eat passion fruit. We've had it. I've had it. I've never had it wild. But we, like Misty said, we had some growing wild and tried to get it before the squirrel or deer did. I
saw these beautiful flowers when we were out riding one day. So I looked them up and saw what it was. And then I found the fruit. And I needed to mark the bush, and I didn't. And then when I went back, I looked everywhere because they say wait till they drop to the ground, and went everywhere in that area looking, and I couldn't find them. They were gone.
Do I ever use chaff hay? I'm not even sure what that is, little feet.
Used to give it to the goats.
I'm not sure what that is. You have to explain that a little bit more. There's what we call erosion hay in our area, and I don't know if that's the same thing. Erosion hay here is usually brush hay, which cows usually won't eat. Some goats and some sheep will, but really what they do is for bedding. It's for if you're trying to grow a field, you can lay it over there and it helps grow, your seed that you've laid down without eroding away, but also will help build it up. It's ferment hay. Yeah, here we call ours, most of the time people call it wet hay, or they'll call it what they call prepackaged hay. It's our ryegrass hay is fermented hay. You're right. Haylage is a name for it here. A proper name for it is haylage. It's kind of the same concept as silage, but what they'll do is take a moisture-controlled hay, cut the ryegrass instead of letting it dry in the field, put it right into a roller, and it basically seals it up and makes a fermented hay, and they call it haylage here. It's very expensive. It's about $60 a bale here for a 5x6 bale, so it can get pretty pricey, but great quality, like you said, for your animals. Cows love it too. So Misty had to go get the baby. He was kind of screaming. But yeah, chaff hay. So I've never heard it that way. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. Organic raw roots. We grow a lot of blueberries here and blackberries. We've tried our strawberries are growing, but just not where they should be. But our blackberries and blueberries are doing phenomenal. Blueberries, we picked up 5 to 7 gallons last year, and of course we don't eat just tons of blueberries, but that's a lot for us. So we were real pleased with that. But I'm hoping to really try to grow. We have grapevine planted. We also have some muscadines. We had some blooms on it, but never just really came up. Have too much sand. Well, in Florida, that sounds pretty reasonable right there for sure. Yeah, peanuts grow well in those kind of soils. If you ever watch Jim Kowalski, or I don't know if you watch Pete Canaris, they're both from Florida. Both of them are phenomenal gardeners, and they have more of a sustainable agriculture. They both Jim Kowalski has talked about growing peanuts, and so has Pete Canaris with Green Dreams, Florida. But they grow a lot of sweet potatoes. They grow a lot of passion fruit and papaya and things like that. Yeah, send us some great seeds, organic raw roots. That would be awesome. We would love to have it. That's one thing about this area. In Mississippi, we have a very moist, nutrient-rich topsoil. Now, the bad problem with that is, like Missy said, if it rains a lot and you have cows there, you can tend to tear up your fields pretty easy. So you have to really watch your rotation, especially in the winter. But we have a good quality soil usually around here. So there's some clay mounds and clay beds around this area. We don't have a real rocky soil. There's some areas, of course, like any other area that has bad soil, but we really, here on our homestead, our farm, we have a good quality ground here. We're in a low area. We're at the edge of a river, where a river starts. So we're very moist, very low. Like for instance, when we built our well, we hit the water table at 5 foot, which is kind of a little scary. But we tend to be in a wet area and tend to have good topsoil. Things grow real well here. Now, our other farm where our other bees are and our bigger cows are, and I know y'all have seen some videos there. It is a little bit more hilly, not rocky, but it does have hills, so we have to really watch it. We usually use some hay to kind of cover up to make it grow better. So, but we don't really have to do a lot of amendments to our main soil. Our gardens we do, but not to our grass areas.
I don't know what I missed, but
Not too much.
grapeseed sounds awesome.
I know. I told her to send us some grapeseed. That sounds great.
Well, we have, what's down there on the,
Muscadine.
yeah, those are like, I would call them babies. I mean, they've grown a lot, but
We had a few blooms, but didn't make anything.
yeah, so I'm hoping next year we'll get something off of that. We didn't get anything this year off of that.
You're right, little feet. Organic raw fruit farm. We had 2 barn cats. We try not to make them pets, so they are barn cats. We only have 1 now because 1 actually died when we were gone.
When we come back from HOA,
Yeah,
there was
one was
only
gone.
1.
But they keep. I mean, every once in a while we'll just find a random mice or rat laying around, and that's why.
Yes, that is. It's a battle because I will say Spike.
Barn cats come with issues too.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because he likes when my raised beds, when we amend our soils in between growing things, if I don't have something growing in them, he likes to get in there and dig holes and poop. So that's why one raised bed has a lot of stuff growing, and the other, between the cat and the roosters, they destroyed it. It was so pretty. It was so much stuff sprouting and growing, and they literally destroyed it because he was getting in there digging to use the bathroom, and then they got up there and scratched and then ate all the leaves off the top. So there's literally nothing over there anymore.
Amy Wall, that's awesome to grow ginger. We're trying to figure out how we could grow it here, except for in the greenhouse, because it tends to get a little cool for ginger in our climate. We're going to try it. We're going to try that and turmeric both in our greenhouse this year. We love greens. We're not big turnip fans. We like them, but they tend to be a little bit more bitter for us, so we go with collards and mustards.
Fox and Cody.
We have a few Codys, but we do have a good dog that kind of keeps that away.
That's the good thing about Hattie Mae. She's very stubborn. She's very I don't really know how. She's bullheaded. it's her way or no way. And she's not obedient at all.
She is what she wants to be.
Our other dog was very obedient. If I said stop, say, sit, come, I don't care what command I gave. Even if she did not want to do it, she obeyed the command. Hattie Mae will not obey commands at all. There will be times if she's in a really good mood, we can say sit and she'll sit, and that's the extent of it. But other than that, she does keep things away from the farm. That's the only reason she's still here. But she does keep animals out of the yard. But like today, I needed to get her in the garage, and every time she knew. She's very, very smart, but she's very, very stubborn. So I went to try to ease beside her to get her by her collar to lead her in, and she took off running the other way. Colby walked up beside her, and as soon as he went to reach down, she took off. And she did Aiden the same way. So she knew that we needed her in the garage, and she didn't want to go in the garage, so she didn't let us get close to her, which makes me firing mad.
Yeah, I'm like that. I don't know rustic traditions. You're right. I've never seen rats dig major holes unless you've got some kind of major nutri-rat or mole.
I was going to say moles dig.
If it's making tunnels and then up and down, the best thing to do is put a shovel. Put a shovel right on the path. Just put a shovel right there in its path.
Can it not dig around?
It can, but it can. But you'd be surprised how many times they're like, "Oh, it's blocked off. So let's go the other way."
I wonder if you could drop poison down in the holes. I could see putting it on top. Maybe another animal would come along and eat it. But I wonder if you could drop poison down in the holes and let.
We just kill them if we see them. Which our dog runs most of them off, but before we had dogs, we just shoot them.
My Great Pyrenees is 9 months old, and she will bust down the front door if she sees a deer. She's scared of it.
No, trying to go get it.
It's inside.
Our Great Pyrenees will do the same thing. She just
she chases everything off.
I'll check my deer camera, and I'll have this random picture of Hattie Mae in our deer plot, just looking for deer. So. That's not good.
I definitely agree. I would definitely think it would be more of a mole.
Well, I'm glad to see what y'all are growing. We our greens are doing phenomenal. Like Missy says, we eat more of a immature green, which is about the size of your hand. Benefits of immature greens again is they're not as bitter, and they tend to they're not stalked real heavy, so they're not hard. Oh, they melt in your mouth. They're so good.
Loving Ivy Farms. I heard mothballs in the holes. Never had to try it. Have a cat that trades me dead moles for goat milk. That is hilarious. I've got to go get some water.
That is funny. We have so far this year we hadn't had to. I know, Grammy Karen, we're hoping to get to 2,000 subs. It's amazing. This week we went up like 10 to 15 subscribers, and then we lost several this last weekend for some reason. You know how YouTube does, but we're gonna make a heavy push. If we can hit the 1,900 over the next few days or weeks, we're gonna start a giveaway, and that's where we're gonna talk about giving away the soap, giving away some more, probably 2 things of soap, to be honest with you, but also several things that we can mail out. So we're hoping to get to 2,000 soon. So. We need to get some of that like Zach and Jim mojo, because y'all like rocked it. Y'all have rocked it. So and they're doing so phenomenal. We had a few moles at one point here, but they're never that bad
at our house. Not at our house.
Yeah, just kind of around our area.
They were on our property.
Kind of fields. Thank you, Grammy Karen.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so going back to the soap, we kind of talked about this a little bit last week. Made over 500 bars of soap, y'all, and I sold every bit of them. And Pine Knot was on here earlier. She's used our recipe and really, really liked it.
Soap is awesome.
Love it. If you have not watched the soaping video, considering doing soaping, you really need to go watch that video and try it. Don't let the lie scare you. Try it. You will.
Hey, if you don't want to try anything else, try the mayo. The mayo is the easiest thing. That's the
Takes like
easiest
30
video.
seconds.
I mean, literally, like takes like 30 seconds, and it's all stuff you have literally probably in your kitchen.
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
Egg, lemon, juice, salt, pepper,
Oil.
and a cup of oil. That's it.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat it. No chemicals, no preservatives. Awesome. And it makes real mayonnaise. Like I was thinking, oh no, it makes real mayonnaise. It
Thanks,
really does.
Rustic Traditions.
I'm trying out soap making in 2020. I love them. Good. Yes, try soap. I had a friend over yesterday and showed her how to do soap. She was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do this. And I was telling her, look, if you
Thanks,
don't have
Amy.
soap molds or don't have soap cutters, that's okay. You can still do this. I used, before I bought soap molds, do you remember what I used?
Yeah, we used our glass dishes.
baking dishes.
It looked like you were cutting fudge.
I would just pour my soap over in there, oil it real good with olive oil, pour your soap over in there, wait your day or two, and I would get a big knife and I would just cut it into bars. It didn't have to be fine and fancy. It was just for us.
Good, Stacy.
So do it. Do it.
Hey, 2 Wild Onions Homestead. I don't know if I said hello to y'all.
Yes, y'all do it.
The mayo is easy.
It's very easy.
It's easy. And really, if you go back and look at a lot of our old 3-minute, we did a lot of videos, how to, and then we do vlogs. But the how-tos, Misty did some antibacterial soap, the baby booty cream. Isn't that what you call it?
I didn't call it that. I called it a more proper name, diaper rash
It's
ointment.
called baby booty cream.
That's what
So anyways,
we call it.
a lot of that stuff is so easy to make, and if you talk about our skin and talk about how dangerous it is,
Our
to put stuff on
skin is our largest organ, y'all.
A lot of that stuff is made, and it's like 3 or 4 ingredients, and you're done. Compared to hundreds to 200 ingredients, you can't even understand.
And then half of them you can't pronounce.
I know. So
I mean,
try a lot of those things, especially using Castile soap as a base for a lot of it. Using
so to make
soda
soap, probably the only thing that you may not have on hand that you might have to order online would be your lye.
Yeah.
And it's very easy. You can find, and even some of your hardware stores have it. But be careful because a lot of those.
You want a pure lye.
Yes. And there's 2 different types of sodium, whatever the last name. So you have to be careful. Make sure you're buying true lye. But I talk about all that in my video. I have always bought mine from online. And other than that, you'll have all the other ingredients. And don't let the lye scare you.
That's okay too, Grammy Karen.
Vinegar is a neutralizer. So if you spill it or you get it on your skin or whatever, all you need is vinegar. And
oh my gosh, if my wife made condensed milk, she'd probably live and drink it with a spoon or straw. That's like her favorite thing.
Yeah.
She don't have it anymore, but
since
we didn't even make ice cream with condensed milk the last time. We made our own like sweet mixture.
Well, I did use raw sugarcane sugar.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to make it with condensed milk, but I won't.
Hey Josh, how are you, man?
So we're really, really trying. I mean, like I told y'all, down to the point where, I've packed our own cooler with the bread, mayonnaise, our own fruits and vegetables. Our own ketchup, yep. And I sweetened the tomato paste with honey. And I put a little too much honey. Y'all know I'm not a measurer.
Hey, getting started on Homestead.
And it was a little sweet, but it was good.
We're those people where like we're walking with our cooler and they're like, everybody's like, what are those guys doing? They're so strange. They're weird. That's what we're those kind of people.
But it's like I was telling y'all, I don't know if I've given y'all an update on my friend that got diagnosed with cancer.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we did talk about it last week. I shared a little bit with y'all. She was diagnosed with stage 4.
Thank you, Grammy Karen.
So I don't know how much I've been able to share with y'all, but she was diagnosed with stage 4. She is at MD Anderson in Houston, Texas, and she got her port today. She's supposed to be starting chemo. She's supposed to get her first round of chemo today. They do know that there's too many spots on her liver to do surgery. and they're very concerned about her liver to the point where they're not even worried about the colon mass at this point. So
just be praying for her.
Be praying for their family. She's supposed to start her chemo today. She's going to do 2 weeks of chemo. She's going to rest for a week, do 2 more weeks of chemo.
She's only 46 too.
She's very, very young. Has children from 23 to 10. And so anyway, then she's going to rest for a week. She's going to 2 more weeks of treatment, and then they're going to reevaluate her and see where she's at, how she's responded to the treatment, if it's gotten better, if it's improved, or they're just going to kind of reevaluate her, and then they're going to give her a prognosis. And so we're just, praying that God will use these 5 weeks, and He's writing her story. So, we're just praying for that family and for them to be able to reflect Him in this journey. So
we are fixing to get off. Good salon girl, Gardens. Thank you for coming on. Better late than never, always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loving Ivy Farms. We don't tend to can anything. We do some hot baths. Misty has done some hot baths on some things, but especially our pickles. But we tend to not can too much, so I don't think we'll be canning milk. We have froze some. I personally don't like the taste after it's frozen, so I'm not sure what we'll do. I think the only way we're going to be able to really keep the milk other than that is just the butter, and we freeze the butter. That's going to be about the only way we can do that. So.
Yes, we do have our address. I'm not sure if you put it on the last video. We did put it on the. I think. Yes, they should be in the description on our videos. Because we have gotten some Christmas cards, and we are so excited about getting those Christmas cards. We love getting stuff out of the mail, and Ginger would be even more awesome
Grammy
with Christmas cards.
She's so awesome.
Yes, Grammy Karen,
Thank you.
Are awesome.
Yes, it's good, and Misty will do a picture, and also we're kind of waiting to see who we get because we don't want to leave anybody out. So we'll hold all those cards up. So
no, I've already done that. I've done that today.
You didn't tell me.
You were working. I was rolling dough and had all my cards laid, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get those cards out. I want to get those on social media. So
2 things before we go, because it is getting close to our time, and I'm Single Dad is coming up next. First and foremost, we will not have a live next week because it will be Christmas.
Merry
and like
Christmas.
We said, we want you to enjoy your Christmas with your family. And we probably will have one on New Year's Day just because it'll be that night. But like I said, we will not have it next week, which we all understand.
We'll miss y'all, but enjoy your family time.
But you can
cannot believe Christmas is going to be here in a week.
You're able to binge the Max on Wednesday. How about that?
What'd you say?
You can binge watch the Max.
Binge watch.
You can go back and watch me as you want.
Yes. So have a very blessed Christmas, guys. We've been doing this thing called Truth in the Tinsel with the kids, and it's basically the Christmas story, looking at all different aspects from the stars to the wise men to the strips of cloth that Mary wrapped baby Jesus in and the meaning there. And then and it's for 24 days. So we look at 24 different things. We make a tinsel, and we have a Christmas tree in our playroom / schoolroom, and we hang those tinsels on the tree and let each kid make one to represent the lesson, because that's what it's all about, is teaching our kids the true meaning of Christmas. And it's that's the most important thing. So
it is.
So Merry Christmas, y'all, and happy homesteading.
We hope that y'all enjoy your Christmas with your family. That's the most important thing. What I've realized, I saw somebody today, and they said, sometimes Christmas is hard for a lot of people because it brings back memories of a family that's no longer here. But we do challenge you to have a wonderful Christmas and really understand that it's not about Santa, it is about Jesus. So have a great evening. God bless you. And what do we always say?
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all.